The HFL regular season has officially come to a close. Let's talk about week 14 in this week's HFL recap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am your host of the HFL recap, Jimmy Foosball, with probably our most anticipated recap of the season. It is week 14, the last game of the regular season. We're going to talk about who made the playoffs, who didn't make the playoffs. Starting with our first matchup, it is a big one with playoff implications. Austin 316 versus Fratty Jones. In this one, Fratty Jones gets the dub over Austin 316, 135.34 points to Mike's 110.34. In this game for Mike, Justin Herbert drops 1.84 points. He hurts his fingy. He ends up leaving the game. He ends up missing the rest of the season. He's getting finger surgery. He might have had it already. I don't know. He's out for the rest of the season. Only drops 1.84 in the most important game of the season. You know, no big deal. Austin Eckler with 18.5 points. Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews' backup pickup with 16.8. James Cook with a nice 22.6 point game. New Orleans defense with an 18-point game, but it's not enough because for JD, Lamar Jackson goes off. 32.64 points. Rachaad White with 21.5 points. Garrett Wilson with 16.6. And the cherry on top, DeAndre Hopkins with 22.9 points on Monday Night Football. With this win, JD has a record of 7-7. But hold on. Mike has a record of 7-7. 7 teams in the HFL finished with a 7-7 record this year. It is probably our most competitive season ever. And so who made the playoffs? JD, Fratty Jones, congratulations with this W. He seals his fate into the playoffs. I think he once had a 16% chance. 16%, he made it happen. On the other hand, Mike.
Choke on your lies!
Habitual choker, had a 90% chance. He misses this year's playoffs. In our second matchup, we have what could be the championship, as we have Intimidation Infinite versus Squidward Tortellini. Infinite already had the bye week clinched, but with JP's win here, 127.14 points to Frank's 100.48 points. With this win, JP clinches the second first round bye week. So big congrats to him. For Frank, Jalen Hurts with an off game, 8.88 points. I guess this is a good week for that to happen. Ezekiel Elliott, 23.5 points. What the fuck? Tyreek Hill, only 8.1 points. Keenan Allen, 9.8 points. George Kittle, 15.1. Puka Nacua, 11.5. For Squidward Tortellini, Jared Goff with only 6.44 points. But Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns, 17.6 points. ETN with 15.2. CeeDee Lamb, 16.1. DJ Moore, 23.8. Jamal Williams, 16.6. Kyron Williams, 13.8. And he picks up this important dub to clinch his bye week. They're both in the playoffs, goes without saying. Our third matchup is between Mr. Miami and Revenge of the Finnk. Mr. Miami getting the W, 114.9 points to Fink's 107.82. Unfortunately for both of these teams, they are both consolation bound. But Joe gets the win. Tua dropping 9.1 points. Not his best. Achan 9.6. Travis Kelce 11.3. Debo Samuel 31.5. He's been going crazy recently. And for Finnk, Brock Purdy with a 22.42. Jerick McKinnon, 11.2. And Brandon Aubrey, the Dallas kicker, with 22 points. Both teams consolation bound, both of them with 7-7 records. In our next matchup, we have another very important matchup here with heavy implications. It is between the commish, Saxon Myth Jigba, and Team Jeff. Team Jeff, as you know, has not missed the playoffs in 8 years. And I'm here to tell you folks, he has missed the playoffs this year. He is back in consolation with this loss to the commish. 111.54 points to 96.62 points. For the commish, Dak Prescott with 17.94. Mostert, probably the steal of the year. 22.5 points. JJ comes back, but he does get re-injured. He only drops 3.7 points, but it doesn't even matter because Zay Flowers drops 17 points and the rest of his team does enough to secure him the W. For Jeff, we got Josh Allen, 20.52 points. Bijan Mustard, 17.3 points. He's forced to start Roschon Johnson, only 0.6 points. Cooper Kupp gets a nice game, 22.5 points. But unfortunately, it's not enough. Jeff, one of the others, finishing with a 7-7 record. But guess what? Saxon Myth Jigba also has a 7-7 record. He's got enough PF to secure himself a spot in the playoffs. In our next matchup, we have a fraud alert, bum alert. But you know, I have to report non-biased journalism here. We have Hairline Avengers versus the manager. The Hairline Avengers taking the L to David, 125 points to 93.04 points. For Gabe, Patrick Mahomes, 13.64. CMC, 16.8. Sutton, 13.7. He starts Taysom Hill, who's ruled out of the game. He starts him anyway, because this is Gabe we're talking about. He's a multiple-time offender. Guess what? It doesn't matter because he still makes the playoffs with a 7-7 record. He's got enough PF. For the manager, Gardner Minshew, 14.1 points. Saquon, 21.6. Drake London, 25.2. Evan Ingram, 27 points. Matt Gay with a -2 points. Congrats on the dub, David. He actually gets himself out of last place with that one, leaving Cleary in the dust. He with the 4-10 record for David. Safe to say he's in consolation. Like I said, Gabe made it to the playoffs. How the fuck? We'll never know, but you know, congratulations. In our sixth and final matchup, we have the injured reserves versus It's My Digs in a Box. Lombardi taking the dub, 112.34 points to Cleary's 100.62. For Cleary, we got Jordan Love, 8.92. Tyjae Spears, 14.8. He got to watch that live. Breece Hall with 22.6. Gabe Davis with a donut. Rashee Rice with a 14.7. Minnesota defense dropped 17. For Lombardi, he was fighting for the bye week in the first round. Unfortunately, he doesn't do enough. Not enough PF against John P. So he's in the playoffs, but he's playing the first round. He got CJ Stroud, I believe, gets injured, 3.64 points. Tony Pollard, touchdown streak ends, but he still drops 13.1. Joe Mixon with 20 points. Ayuk with 14.6. Njoku, monster game, 24.1 points. Jahmyr Gibbs with 15.7. Cleary now solely in last place with the 3-11 record. Congratulations to him. Lombardi is the 3rd seed, does not get the bye week, but he's in the playoffs. Yeah, so if you look on the screen right now, you will see the standings. Intimidation, the 1st seed with a 10-4 record. Squidward Tortellini, 9-5 record. He's got the X and the Z. He gets the bye week. Congrats to him. He does enough against Lombardi, who is tied in 2nd, technically the 3rd seed now, with a 9-5 record as well. Like I said at the beginning, we have 7 7-7 teams. So it all came down to the PF, which we will get into in just a bit. And then you have David, 4-10. Congratulations on getting out of last place. And congratulations, Cleary, for last place, 3-11. But it's okay, he has a chance in consolation to not finish officially in last place. So now we're going to pull up the PF right now. And if you really want to get nitty gritty with it, just look at all of our 7-7 teams and the PF. 1691. Excellent job, Boston, for putting up that much points, as his PA is a lot of PA there. It was the most in the league. We got Gabe, Mr. Roboto, Mr. doesn't set his lineup in the playoffs, Mr. doesn't set his lineup in the last week of the regular season. But hey, you know what? Maybe he's doing something right and I'm doing something wrong, because he's the 5th seed with 1596 PF, and Fratty Jones, our 6th and final seed for the playoffs, also with 1596 points. Austin 316 is the first 7-7 to make consolation with a 1578 point total. Maybe if Justin Herbert didn't get injured, it could have been a different story, but guess what? We'll never know, at least not in this universe. So unfortunately, it's another year of him doing what he does best. Fucking choking. Another 7-7 record with Joe. He drops 1566. Finnk 1564. And Jeff with 1511. It was a very close race. It really went down to the wire. Every single 7-6 team lost their matchup this week. So it really came down to the PF. And congratulations to the 6 who made it. And for the bottom 6, good luck at not becoming last. To the top 6, good luck for the belt. Our only chance for a new champion is Steven Lombardi. It's my Digs in a Box. Commish, who changes his name every week. Sam Culver. And John Davis, JD Fratty Jones. They all have a chance to become a first-time champion, while Gabe, Parente, and Frank all have a chance to go be the first ever 2-time champion. That is just about going to do it for our Week 14 wrap-up. Awesome regular season in the HFL. It's going to be an awesome postseason. Once again, I'm Jimmy Foosball, the host of the HFL Weekly Recap, and I will see you guys. And